Facebook Live and YouTube. Here we are at a beautiful sunny day at Unity of Bon Air. Thank you for joining us. It's just take a nice deep breath and warm that breath in your lungs before it goes down. Okay, we're going to start with Claudia's wonderful song, God is Good and All Is Well.
What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled with joy profound in a world where many miracles abound. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Teddy Bear Sunday, Love in Action Sunday. We're just so glad that all of you are here at Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love, and we grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Susan Green, and I'm pleased to be your service leader this morning. And glad that you are here, whether it's your first time or your 100th time. We know that you are not here by accident or coincidence, that your presence and your participation here with us today is part of love's divine purpose that brought you here, that called you here to celebrate with us this connection that we share through the holy presence within us and all around us that we call God. In this spirit of community, we enfold in light and love all spiritual and all religious gatherings and all people everywhere. And we begin our time together with a message from our daily word, publication of Silent Unity. The words today are, let go, let God. Over the years, I have accepted more and more responsibility as I have grown in maturity and experience. I have also grown in wisdom as I am able to discern what is mine to do. I have learned what to take on and what to leave for others. I have also learned not to exhaust myself by taking on too many commitments. Perhaps most important, I know when to use my will and determination to make things happen and when to let go. I recall times in my life when I felt frustrated that events did not unfold the way I had expected. I can see now how they unfolded perfectly, often in ways better than I could have imagined. I now let go easily, trusting in that perfection. Our scripture today is from Acts chapter 17, verse 28. In him we live and move and have our being. As even some of your own poets have said, for we too are his offspring. We have an affirmation, which I will say once and invite you to repeat with me twice, affirming it for yourself. I do what is mine to do and release the rest. Together. I do what is mine to do and release the rest. Again. I do what is mine to do and release the rest. And so it is. And so now, wherever you are live streaming, and those of you together with us here in the sanctuary, we now just look around at the people we're with or the beauty outdoors, and we know that love is everywhere present as we sing, "Surely the presence of love is in this place."
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place.
And now we're going to move into prayer together. So I invite you, if you choose, to just close your eyes softly. Take a breath in and release it slowly, allowing your mind to get quiet, allowing your body to be peaceful, and focus on your heart. Focus on love, on your light. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world," and also that you must let this light shine. This is the presence and the power of God within you. It's a radiant, healing light within you that is there to heal and restore you. Take another breath in and just picture your loving radiance pouring from your heart, filling the space that you are in, merging with this same light of all of us here connected as Unity of Bon Air this morning. Together we create a healing field of light and love. We bring into this field of healing love all of those whose names are on our Unity of Bon Air prayer list. And especially this morning, we bring into this healing field the family and friends of Joan Wilder, who made her transition yesterday. We bring into this healing radiance, this light of peace and love, Julie Fulcher Davis and Amy, on the passing of Julie's mother this week. We surround them in our peace and our love. We also bring into this healing light Bill Selvey, who is in the hospital. And we claim with him his highest and greatest good and his wholeness. And also the same for Diana Clark's sister. We envelop them all in this light and this healing radiance that we are. We also bring into this radiance all of our brothers and sisters, all of the children around our world. We enfold in this light any person anywhere dealing with illness or fear due to any circumstances taking place in our world today. We lift up all the leaders around the world in gratitude for their strong, positive, and inclusive leadership. We enfold our earth into this radiance in gratitude for what it provides us, and we set our intention to preserve and protect it. And now perhaps other names of family or friends of yours or situations have been in your thoughts or on your heart this day. You are invited to say their names silently or aloud into this amazing healing light of love. Say them now. We pray for their highest and greatest good and affirm comfort, strength, and peace for each and every one. It is done. In gratitude for the mighty healing we have claimed and that it is taking place right now, we say thank you, God. And we affirm together 3 times, I am grateful. Together, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And so it is. Amen. So welcome again this morning, and I want to welcome any of you who have joined us here on live stream who are newcomers. We're so glad you're here, and if you are live streaming and you're new and you'd like more information about us, I hope that you'll go to our website or give us a call at the office so we can chat with you. And today, you do not want to leave this service too early because we have some stuff going on at the end that involves a few teddy bears. So stay tuned. And in that light, I want to go on and tell you that at 12:30 today, we have Courageous Conversations facilitated by Zita at 12:30 on Zoom. And tonight, we have Reverend Sherry McKenzie at The Gathering, speaking on imagination or manifestation. What are you doing in your life and how you want it to look? And then next Sunday, we have Reverend Sandra Campbell, who will be joining us via live stream. She's the Associate Minister of the Unity Temple on the Plaza in Kansas City. She's also now the Executive Director of the Unity Urban Ministerial School, as well as on the board of Unity World Headquarters. She was here with us a couple years back. She's a powerful speaker, storyteller, and playwright, so that'll be next Sunday talking about the power of love. So before we move on, I do want to tell you about some special guests and speakers that we have joining us today. Just to let you know about them, you'll see them later. We have with us today Mary Curley. And Mary is our Love in Action coordinator. She's been at Unity of Bon Air since around 2006. For over 10 years, she's been the chairperson for our Love in Action, which is our term for our volunteer groups, and we have a lot of them, and she's our overall coordinator. She's also served for 5 years as the co-leader for our First Sunday Prayers for Peace, and she's hosted several retreats that a lot of our Unity women can think about at her home, and we're blessed for her. She is Love in Action. Yes. Also a little later, you're going to meet Corporal Tim Lamb of the Chesterfield County Police Department, and Tim has been a police officer for 29 years, and he has been joining us periodically for probably 12 years for Teddy Bear Sunday. And he and Joyce go back a ways with news, talking on the news about Teddy Bear Sunday, so we're glad to have Tim here. And last but certainly not least, we have with us this morning Reverend Joyce Fisher-Pierce, who, yes, and Joyce served as our minister for 18 years. Under her leadership and her enthusiastic encouragement, her faith, we had a very successful capital campaign that resulted in this beautiful facility that we're in right now, and the promenade. Many of us know what it means to be joiced, which is you can't say anything but yes when she looks at you and asks you to do this, that, or the other thing. We welcome her today with joy, and we welcome her on a day that happens to be her birthday. So we have to sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joyce. Happy birthday to you.
Yay. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to music for our congregational song.
So this is one of Dan's and my songs, and I think you'll have words up there. It's a little bit different than let go and let God. I switched it around, but what's new, right? I let God and let go. I live in love and in the flow. I know I am one with the one. I let God and let go. I live in love and in the flow. I know I am one with the one. My life now unfolds more sweetly and more beautifully than anything I could ever anticipate. My life now unfolds more sweetly and more beautifully than anything I could ever anticipate. I let God and let go. I live in love and in the flow. I know I am one with the one. I let God and let go. I live in love and in the flow. I know I am one with the one. My life now unfolds more sweetly and more beautifully than anything I could ever anticipate. My life now unfolds more sweetly and more beautifully than anything I could ever anticipate. I let God and let go. I live in love and in the flow. I know I am one with the one. Last time. I let God and let go. I live in love and in the flow. I know I am one with the one.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right. And now, together, we will affirm our statement of truth together. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the omnipotent good. And now let's join together as we sing the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy
More music.
Okay. Wait a second, sorry. We have an electronic drummer today, and it's me. Meant to be shared. A smile's not a smile till it wrinkles your face. A bell's not a bell without ringing. A home's not a home when there's nobody there. A song's not a song without singing. And love isn't love till you give it away. Love isn't love till it's free. Love in your heart wasn't put there to stay. Oh, love isn't love till you give it away.
Thank you.
I'm Mary Curley, Chairman of Love in Action, serving along with Joanne and Frank Einsman, Carol Halbert, and Becky Maines. Love in Action is our volunteer ministry, which also goes by the name Sacred Service Ministry, a name Reverend Joyce gave it many years ago. We consider our volunteer activity to be sacred service. I'm so delighted to be sharing this platform with Reverend Joyce this morning. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed that we are unable to have our annual Love in Action Fair due to COVID-19. I'm disappointed that our teams are unable to toot their own horns and recruit new team members. I'm disappointed that many of our activities have been sidetracked, waiting. Yes, waiting to spring back into action, back into love in action. However, on the other hand, I am elated that many of our teams are continuing to function, perhaps not at full steam, but nevertheless with volunteers and staff We are valiantly keeping this train on the track. Let's take a look at this train. The Unity Bon Air Love in Action Special is coming down the tracks. Here comes the engine, the locomotive, pulling the load with engineer Brent Jackson and his trusty board of directors and his trusty trustees, all crammed into the cab, guiding the train down the track. And who is that shoveling coal in the firebox? Why, it's Susan Green, our very own volunteer administrator. Keep it coming, Susan. Howard Green is in the coal car, lending Susan a helping hand. The first car behind the coal car is the VIP car, the very inspired people car. Reverend Valerie and Cheryl Fair are in the front seats on their computers. The Office Angels, our newest volunteer team, are busy answering phones. The COVID-19 ushers are taking temperatures and demanding masks be worn, and 6 feet apart, everyone. Kara Bickett, the bookkeeper, is tallying up the love offerings. And there's the audio-visual team, Dan O'Neill and Ruth Finnegan saying, "Testing, 1, 2, 3," while Natalie Mathis is uploading Deb Thompson's beautiful slides for the Sunday service. Marcy Murphy is on the train, along with her team, and they are reading books from the bookstore. And William Patterson is trying to keep the car neat and tidy. Who is riding in the next car? Oh, it's the quiet car. The prayer chaplains are in prayer. Susan Green, the head chaplain, covered in coal dust, is leading the prayer. The prayer team is in meditation. Margaret Porter Daniel is peacefully leading prayers for peace. And the prayer shawl knitters, Jan Haddon and Joan Thomas, are quietly clicking their needles. Janet Loving Pitts, the Bon Air Cares team leader, has a casserole in her lap ready to answer a call. And Fran Householder is dressing birthday cards. And in the back of the car, Phyllis Min is blessing some little dogs and kittens. Let's leave this quiet car and move on to the box car. The mood has changed here. It's the Bon Air Readers Theater Zoom troupe in rehearsal. Cheryl Fair and Carol Halbert are on board to direct this rowdy troupe. Good luck. Well, you're supposed to say break a leg, I think. Also in rehearsal is the music team with Claudia, Julie, and Lucy, along with Dan and Nancy. This box car is rocking down the tracks. Let's see who's in the next car. It's the Zoom car. In the Zoom car, the seats are full of, well, just faces. Zita and Gail are leading a lively, courageous conversations group in the front of the car. Study groups are reading their books and discussing the content. The gathering is gathering. Honey Hansen is leading a Qigong class with arms and legs zooming, too. Men of Unity are on one side of the aisle, while the women of Unity across the aisle. The fellowship coffee folks have on their robes. All in this car have mastered the art of Zoom grooming. Did you all notice Nelson Marquina? He has been jumping from car to car taking photographs. Be careful, Nelson. Now we come to the flatbed car. Guess who's in this open-air car? Joanne Einsman and her garden team. Nothing virtual about this team. They have been working through the winter and are ready for spring. The Sacred Saturday volunteers are bagging mulch, and there's Barbara Spicer and her hospitality team serving lunch al fresco. Jim Lakin and John Rayfield have on their carpenter belts, and they're fixing stuff on the flatbed car. And Jenny Van Ostern is showing a wedding party, the garden. Hold on, everyone. We are coming around the bend. Here we are at the last car, the little red caboose. This is the outreach car. Due to COVID-19, we've had to give monetary support rather than hands-on support to the Christmas Mother, Rhonda Young's team, and the food bank, Frank Einsman's team. But the little red caboose is full of teddy bears. Teddy bears, we're full of teddy bears, and we're still able to support the Teddy Bear Sunday and Huggy Bear, with many thanks to Nora Vanderpool and Myra Federspiel. So you see, dear friends, this train is on track, moving along at a pretty fast clip, thanks to all the volunteers and staff who are providing the energy and enthusiasm and coal. And if you want to ride this train, just see me, and I'll be happy to find you a seat. I've got some tickets right here. If I left anyone out, my apologies. There'll be another train along soon. So, all aboard the Love in Action train.
Yay!
People all over the world, join hands. The love train, people all over the world, join hands on the love train, love train. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody. Thank all the volunteers and all the staff that really are keeping this train on track.
I'm sure there are many that have been volunteers who are watching this now. So it's wonderful. That was great.
Thank you, my dear.
Wonderful. I didn't know if that was the conductor's hat or not.
No, I don't think so. I think you're on next.
That's what I think.
You want to talk into your microphone?
Well, first of all, what is your name?
Susan.
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 Click. Anyhow, when Susan asked me if I'd like to do this, I was just thrilled. By the same token, I have to tell you that I've had the need to have voice coaching because my voice has been doing funny things, not always saying the words I want to come out of my brain. So I don't know if that happens to any of you, but it's life, and it's okay. I have friends who stay with me and help me when I need help. I do feel this is a wonderful church, still alive. And Susan, you and the board have really helped to do it, and you too, Mary Curley. So look around. Those that are here are not as many by any means, but just look around and say, bravo, thank you to everybody. And to those of you who are you're watching, just call Mary Curley. She'll find something you could do. She's good at that. She's been good at that for a good while. My process of having to put together a lesson, I was turning open pages of a book called Daily Kindness, and I thought I could use some of those for us. But before I do, my belief is love isn't love till we give it away. We have so much love, and if we hold it in, that's not giving it away. So I invite you to think about that. I had the occasion now over 20 years ago when I went to Philadelphia with my kids. My husband was in Vietnam. We went to the Benjamin Franklin Museum, and my cousin John was a chemist who was a professor at... Thank you. Somebody just brought a teddy bear. If you're watching now, you can get in your car and bring a teddy bear. The point is, I did go to the museum, took my 3 children, went with my cousin John and his 3. And it was time to close, and I couldn't find my daughter. My daughter was 6. And I was, for a while, sounding like a bellowing mother cow who had the baby taken away. Was bellowing out her name. Couldn't find her in anywhere. And then I went outside and looked down at the beginning entry. And there, behind a big stone entryway, was my daughter's coat. I could see her coat. And so I got excited and ran out, gobbled her up, and we went back and told the others they could stop looking. But the officer who was responsible for the people leaving had told all of the people, it's time to leave. And my daughter, I talked to her later, and she said, well, he was in a uniform like Dad, so I figured I had to follow his instructions. So I went up to him, and he said, everybody's leaving, so you'll have to go. And somehow there was a link that was missing. But the point was my daughter was fine. And everybody does the job they're supposed to have. And I was so grateful. Then when I talked to my 9-year-old son about it, and he said, well, it was Marcia's way. She's been the logical one. She'd figure she better go out and somebody will pass her and find her. So that was a case where I had love. My love was burning in my heart. And I stopped bellowing and started just loving. So think about yourself. You, I'm sure, have many places your love goes. So I invite you to give your love away as often as you can. You love, and you can be so much of a gift just by loving the people you're with, or the person on the street corner that it may be someone lost, or like my daughter standing outside a museum waiting to come out. So consider it. Now I'm going to bring you something that is unrelated. But in the past, when I served this church, I frequently would tell a joke because people were kind of tight in their emotions sometimes. So this is one of two I brought. I tried the Japanese method of decluttering, where you hold every object that you own, and if it does not bring you joy, you throw it out. So far, I've thrown away all of the vegetables, my bra, the electric bill, the scale, a mirror, and my treadmill. I thought that was good. I still have my treadmill, by the way. The second one I have is one that I laughed at. Kept finding it. I couldn't find it. And yesterday I just stumbled across it. So here it is. There it goes. A guy is driving around the backwoods of Montana, and he sees a sign in front of a broken down shanty style house. Quote, talking dog for sale, unquote. He rings the bell and the owner appears and tells him the dog is in the backyard. The guy goes into the backyard, sees a nice-looking Labrador retriever sitting there. You talk? He asks. Yep, the lab replied. After the guy recovers from the shock hearing a dog talk. He says, "So what's your story?" The lab looks up, says, "Well, I discovered that I could talk when I was pretty young. I wanted to help the government, so I told the CIA. In no time at all, they had me jetting from country to country, sitting in rooms with spies and world leaders because no one figured a dog would be eavesdropping. I was one of the most valuable spies for 8 years. 8 years running. They had me jetting from country to country. But jetting around really tired me out, and I knew I wasn't getting any younger, so I decided to settle down. I signed up for the job at the airport to do some undercover security, wandering near suspicious characters and listening in. I uncovered some incredible dealings and was awarded a batch of medals. I got married and had a mess of puppies, and now I'm just retired. The guy is amazed. He goes back in and asks the owner what he wants for the dog. $10, the guy says. $10? That dog is amazing. Why on earth are you selling him for so cheap? Because he's a liar. He never did any of that stuff. I like that joke. I invite you to take it home with you. But it is so cuckoo. At the time that I was finding that, I chose not to make any analogies to what he was doing. The third thing that I've got for you, this is called 365 Days of Compassion. When I'm finished, if you want me to, I'll look up your birthday. Anybody who wants it.
Look up yours.
What, mine? I don't pay attention to birthdays. This is one. This is for January 13th. This is my simple religion. There is no need for temples, no need for complicated philosophy. Our own brain, our own heart is our temple. The philosophy is kindness. The author of that is the Dalai Lama. Don Miguel Luis. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Don Miguel Luis. Anybody want to give me your birth date? Anybody want to?
February 2nd.
February 7.
Second.
I thought I heard second. And what was yours?
February 2nd's Groundhog's Day.
Mm. coming up February 2nd. One is loved because one is loved. Its reason is needed. No reason is needed for loving. Is that yours? So go on out and be a big lover.
March 26th.
Good you're staying in the same area. Still turning. I need a page turner.
Okay. March 20, what is it, March 26th? March 26th.
Here, read it.
No,
You got a microphone.
you read it. There it is, right there.
In March 26th, insist on yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Emerson said that.
Another one. Mary's here, she can find him.
You can do mine. October. There's mine. Oh, that's a snail. There it is.
And it means go out and do for others what somebody did for you.
Oh, good words to live by. Randy Posh, someone said that.
And real generosity toward the future lies in giving all to the present.
Nice book.
It is. And I will tell you that I'll share one other thing that I heard long ago. And it meant a lot to me at that time. By the way, I'm taking voice lessons from Claudia, so if you ask me to speak again, you'll hear me better. I'm blowing bubbles in a glass of water. Bubble, 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 bubble. But when I was aware of babies in nurseries, what I understood is there were people who came in as volunteers and held the babies, loved them, gave them attention. And the thing that happened, someone did a study and made the decision that the babies were giving love. That was the reason they were thriving. They were receiving love, but they were giving love back. And that's why the babies are thriving. That's why I thought of starting Teddy Bear Sunday. Because Teddy Bear Sunday, Tim will tell you about what happens with people, with kids who are in a situation that is scary. And there's such a reassurance that comes because the baby is loving the teddy bear. So if you have anyone to love that you're holding back, it's time to turn it on. We have a teddy bear here now. Who is Teddy Bear?
Huggy Bear.
This is Huggy Bear. And Huggy Bear has come every year. And Huggy, would you stand up? Oh, yes. Thanks for putting your head on. That's great, Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear has come every year to this church. Watch your feet. Okay.
Hi, Huggy Bear.
And I think I'll turn this over now to, yes, Susan.
What's her name? What's her name?
I love you, Huggy Bear. You haven't gotten any older.
All right, thank you, Joyce. Oh, let me get this off my mouth. Sorry. Thank you, Joyce. We're going to get back to Huggy Bear in just a moment. We'll take care of a couple of things, and then we will be all about the bears. But first, we're going to bless our tithes and love offerings. And so if you have an offering with you, you can hold it in your hands. And if not, if you're giving online, just hold that thought, that love, and that gift in your heart as we come together and repeat our offering blessing. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. And music.
So first, we'd like to mention that normally we have a third musician up here, Julie Fulcher Davis.
It would be a disaster if I skipped
Her
the
mother,
invitation.
who's been taken care of, passed away the other day. So she's taking care of all the things that you have to do when someone that's with you passes. So that's why we have an electronic drummer today.
It's a poor substitute for Julie, but
Because she also sings and plays keyboards too,
Yeah.
so. All right, well, anyway, this is one of ours. It's called The Cost of Giving.
I have found in my life when I give of myself that I choose to go out of my way. I am watered, I am fed, I am lifted up on high. The first fruits, they always come to me. The cost of giving is receiving. It's a penalty we suffer, or a treasure to hold dear. The cost of giving is receiving. So choose again, give your attention to love instead of fear. In the world it is seen as loss, a sacrifice, to give of yourself unselfishly. But the truth is, my dears, that love can only grow by extension, by giving it away. The cost of giving receiving, so choose again. Give your attention to love instead of fear. In the world it is seen as loss, a sacrifice, to give of yourself unselfishly. But the truth is, my dears, we can't help but to be blessed, for we are one, and to give is to receive. The cost of giving is receiving. It's a penalty we suffer, or a treasure to hold dear. The cost of giving is receiving, so choose again. Give your attention to love instead of fear. The cost of giving is receiving. It's a penalty we suffer, or a treasure to hold dear. The cost of giving is receiving, so choose again. Give your attention to love instead of fear. So choose again. Give your attention to love instead of fear.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Tim.
That was also inspired by A Course in Miracles, too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I'm inviting Corporal Tim Lamb up to the stage, and he's going to share with us what these teddy bears do when they get put into service.
Good morning. So I was sitting there the whole time trying to come up with what I was going to say this morning. And so I've been through about 12 different versions of what I was going to say. So I'll just start and I don't have notes. So I'll just start with the story. As about a 20-something-year-old police officer, or so long ago for me, I was called by another officer who had stopped a vehicle and subsequently was going to arrest the person driving the vehicle for driving under the influence and some other charges. And so that officer called for another officer. So near the beginning of my shift, probably 11:30 at night, I thought I was just going to sit with the vehicle, wait for the tow truck to show up, tow the vehicle, which is common. I show up and the other officer says, I didn't want to handcuff this person, this man, because he has a small child with him, probably 6 or 7-year-old. So I didn't want to handcuff this person in front of their small child. So if you could do something to distract the child while I put handcuffs on this person, and then there's another family member en route to take the child home. If you'll just sit and wait for the family member to show up. Now I'm 20-something years old, and at that point, my son may have been a toddler, but probably not even that old, probably infant stage. I don't know what to do to distract a small child. So I thought, wait, they gave us these teddy bears, so let me walk this kid back to the back of my car and pull out the teddy bear, and I'll use the teddy bear to distract the child. So the child, and I don't remember male or female, but doesn't have to witness, first of all, the experience of seeing a parent being arrested. And the other thing was the child then had something to play with, and I could talk about this stuffed animal, this stuffed bear that the child had received to distract them from their parent leaving in a police car. So that accomplished that mission. So I was able to distract the attention away from what was going on and have the child play with the teddy bear until another family member came up. So I don't know what I would have done because I didn't have any toys for kids to play with in my police car other than that little teddy bear. So that saved me that night. I'm sure there's countless other stories out there of police officers with the same experience. So these bears that are given seriously play a role in our ability to relate and provide distractions in the life of children. So hopefully that child didn't grow up with at least the trauma of witnessing their parents handcuffed, which I could not imagine going through that personally. So they play a definite part. Nowadays, our work does not stop. So we have officers out there on a daily basis. Although we've been locked down forever, it seems like, officers are still day in and day out responding to calls for service, interacting with the public, doing the same things that they did before the pandemic. So these still have a place and a role. They play a role in what we do day in and day out. And nowadays, sadly, we have a little bit more of an obstacle to overcome, the way police officers are perceived. So they also are now playing an even more important role and hopefully allowing us to break the ice between us and younger people. So I appreciate it, and it's really overwhelming that despite us being locked down and us not being able to gather in large groups, the number of bears is overwhelmingly a positive thing. So it still shows that you all care and the community cares about us enough to help us out by providing us with these I don't like to say the word tools, but really they're tools to help us do our job more effectively and break the ice. Thankfully, we don't have every single day that we're responding to an incident that a child is going through a traumatic event, but thankfully. But when we do, it's nice to have something that we can fall back on to help us break the ice. So I really thank you, everyone here, whether you donated a bear or if you provided funds to have bears purchased or stuffed animals. They're not all bears, I see, but a stuffed toy for a child, for an officer to give to a child. So I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you.
So something that we missed, from last year was just having a whole lot of children bestow bears upon Corporal Tim. So Tim, would you sit in this chair, please? And Huggy, you could come stand down here. And I just need a few children to come grab a basket. Come along. We could have some teddy bear, tune on the guitar, and just come give Corporal Tim some bears. Teddy bear, teddy bear, teddy bear.
Baby, let me be your loving teddy bear. Put a chain around my neck. Lead me anywhere.
Don't hurt the police.
Let me be your teddy bear. I don't
Bring
wanna
bears
be
around.
a tiger, 'cause tigers play too rough. I don't wanna be a lion, 'cause lions ain't the kind you love enough. I just wanna be your teddy bear. Put a chain around my neck and lead me anywhere. Oh, let me be your teddy bear. Baby, let me be around you every night. Run your fingers through my hair and cuddle me real tight. Oh, let me be your teddy bear. I don't wanna be a tiger, 'cause tigers play too rough. I don't wanna be a lion, 'cause lions ain't the kind you love enough. I just wanna be your teddy bear. Put a chain around my neck and lead me anywhere. Oh, let me be your teddy bear. I just wanna be your teddy bear.
All right. Thank you. Look at all of the bears and random other animals and dragons and toucans and all kinds of things up there. Thank you Thank you, Corporal Tim, and thank you all. I do want to let you know that we do have Lenten Easter goodie bags. They're available in the foyer at church during office hours, Monday through Friday, 10 to 2. If you'd like to stop by and get that, we'll take you all the way to Easter. I want to thank Nancy and Dan for the music today. I want to thank Ruth and Natalie for the sights and the sounds. And I have to include Deb Thompson in that for all the beautiful work she does. And I want to thank Nora and Myra for all their work on Teddy Bears Sunday every year. And definitely want to give a loving shout out of gratitude to Mary Curley and Reverend Joyce Fisher Pierce. So if I'm not mistaken, this service has now ended. Our ministry of love continues. So now we will have our prayer for protection followed by the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.